some hip circles. And switch directions. And then slide down to a wide leg squat. Think about squeezing your butt, pulling your knees back towards the wall behind you. Don't fall over. And twist. Come through the middle and twist. Come through the middle and twist. One more time. Twist. And then straighten your legs, slide down to a wide leg forward fold, hold your elbows and gently swing from side to side. Place your hands on the knee, no, on the floor, hands on the floor, bend your knees. I know anatomy. And then roll it up to standing. Reach one arm up, stretch really long. Reach the other arm up, stretch really long. One more time each side, reach. And reach. And then let's do some wrist circles. Switch directions. And then elbow circles. Switch directions. And then 5 big arm circles backwards. Ooh, someone else is here. And then 5 big arm circles forwards. Awesome. And then stand on one foot, circle the knee. Switch directions. Hello. And then stir in the bath water. Switch directions. And ankle circles. And switch directions. Other leg. Switch directions. And stir the bath water. Switch directions. Circle the ankle. Switch directions. All right. Do you guys all have a block or a water bottle or something like that?
Yes.
Amazing. Okay. You're going to grab it and you're going to put it right next to your knee. So we want it to actually touch the knee. We want the knees hip distance apart and we want the hands right underneath the shoulders. So your goal is going to be, don't knock the block over, okay? And then with your other leg, you're going to keep it bent at exactly the same angle it is right now, and you're just going to open it up to a fire hydrant 10 times. And then when you're done 10 fire hydrants, you're gonna stay in the same shape, don't knock your block over, and do 5 circles forwards and 5 backwards. And then when you're done, you can switch the block over and repeat on the other side. So that was 10 fire hydrants and 5 leg circles in each direction. And then let's do 10 hands and knees shoulder circles in each direction. And then when you're done that, take the shoulders in some circles over top of the wrists to warm them up. And switch directions. And then do some wrist circles. And switch directions. Okay. You can lay down. Stack your knees on top of your hips, your feet in line with your knees, and your hands on your knees with your arms straight. Really actively push your knees into your hands into your knees, pull your tummy in and press your back flat into the ground. And point your toes. We're gonna breathe in when we're laying down like this, and then with the exhale, you're gonna lift up to half of an in curve, so only half of your body moves. For me, I did my right leg and arm. And then we'll inhale, come back. Exhale, half an in curve. Inhale, come back. Keeping the lower back flat and keeping that pressure in between your hand and your knee on the other side. When you've done 5 on each leg, you're going to switch to both legs at the same time on an exhale. And we're going to do 5 with the legs together. Then we're going to bring the hands behind the knees, and we're going to rock back and forth. So this is variation 1. If this is easy, you're going to go to no hands. If that also is easy, you're going to straighten your legs. And if that also feels easy, you're going to go to an in curve and you're going to rock in your in curve. And I want 10 rocks of whichever variation you're doing. your abs?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. When you're done, come on up to standing. We're going to do some ab work that is also mobility work. It's like sneaky ab, hip flexor, and leg flexibility all at the same time. So we're going to start standing up. Okay, you're going to bring your feet a little bit wider than hip distance. And your arms are going to go up. We're going to turn and face one side. We're going to forward fold. Then you're going to bring both hands inside that foot and you're going to lower down to a lunge. And try and lift your chest up and drop your hip in the lunge. Make that back leg straight. And then switch it to a side lunge, facing me. Try and make that outstretched leg turn so that your knee and your foot point up towards the ceiling. And then switch over, side lunge on the other side. And then keep the foot pointed on that extended leg. And for your second lunge, you're going to roll over your foot and you're going to do it with your foot pointed. So we're going to lunge. Foot is pointed, top of the foot is on the ground, knee is as straight as you can. And then step your foot in, forward fold. And then come on up to standing. Arms up, we're going back the other way, about the same speed. Forward fold. Hands inside the front leg, toes tucked in this lunge. Chest up really high, push your hips down. Side lunge, face the front. Switch it over. Now we're going to keep that foot pointed. We're going to roll over the foot and lunge with the top of the foot on the ground. And then step it in, forward fold. And then come on up. So we're going to go through that pattern 2 more times to complete warming up. And then we're going to do ab/leg stuff. It's going to be a little bit faster each time. So that time was an 8 count. We're going to do it in a 4 count this time. So inhale, arms up. Fold over one leg. Slide it out to a lunge. Side lunge. Switch it over. Pointed foot lunge. Step it in. Come on up. Going back the other way, also in a 4 count. Arms up. Forward, fold over one leg. Slide it out to a lunge. Side lunge. Other side lunge. Pointed foot lunge. Step it in. Come on up. Okay, this time we do it really, really fast in a 2 count. Arms up and fold for 2, lunge for 2, side lunge for 2, other side for 2, lunge for 2, step it in for 2, cartwheel up. Incredible, you made it. Okay, back the other way. Arms up, fold for 2, lunge for 2, side lunge for 2, other side for 2, lunge for 2, step it in for 2, come on up. Amazing. Okay, turn sideways. Let's do a forward fold. So we want feet together. Let your head hang heavy, and then hands can be on the floor, or if they don't reach the floor, they can be on your shins. And you're just gonna hang here in a forward fold for a second. Now bring your hands behind your legs as low as you can, maybe on your heels. Now give your legs a really big hug. You're going to reach your chest down towards your legs and see if you can look up. And then come on down to a seat. And shake your legs out. Okay, are your legs kind of a little bit warm?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so we're going to do a similar thing where we do the thing for 8 counts, and then 4 counts, and then 2 counts on both sides of our body. So the first time we'll go through it really slowly, and then we'll speed it up a little bit each time. Your goal is going to be leg as straight as you possibly can. Goal number 2, leg comes in towards your face, as close as it possibly can. That's the out part. So we're going to start by crossing one leg over. We want our ankle to be hanging loose past the other leg. Then you're going to bring one hand behind you, one hand here, and you're just going to push it down. Stretch that hip a little bit. And then you can inhale, relax, and then exhale and stretch it again. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, relax. Exhale, stretch. Okay, now you're going to hold on behind your calf or wherever you can on your leg. You're going to bring it up towards your face. And now you're going to flex your foot and you're going to turn your leg out. We really want the turn out to come from the hip socket. And we're sitting up as tall as we possibly can. And you can hold on to your heel or you can hold on to the inside of your ankle or the inside of your calf, just wherever you reach. Keeping your leg rotated out from the hip joint, other arm can come out here. We're going to bring it out to the side. Keep sitting up really, really tall. Sit up taller. Make your legs straighter. Okay, point your foot. Now keep your leg exactly where it is in space. Keep sitting up really tall. Take your hand off and hold it there for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it back in front of your face. Hold it there for 8, 7, 6, 5. I believe in you. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it out to the side. Keep it just off of the ground. Don't drop it. It's like as wide as you can that way. For 5, 4, 3. Straight legs. 2, and 1. Lower your legs. Sweep them together. Forward fold and relax. The good news is it gets faster every time. Okay, let's do the other leg. Cross it over. Hand behind you. And we're just going to gently stretch that hip. And you can inhale, relax. Exhale, stretch. One more time. Inhale, relax. Exhale, stretch. And then holding on just wherever you can really reach on your leg, toe pointed, sitting up as tall as you possibly can, pulling the leg in. And your hands can be down here. It doesn't really matter where your hands are as long as you're pulling your leg in. And then we're going to flex the foot and we're going to turn it out from the hip joint. So you're really making the rotation come from up here. And then stick your arm out, bring your leg out to the side. Keep turning it out. Try and make your foot point at the back wall. Make your knee point at the back wall. Keep it up there. All right, now point your foot. Don't let your leg drop. And release and hold for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, And 1, bring it in front of you for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, bring it really wide, but don't put it down for 8, 7, 6, sit up tall, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, sweep it together, forward fold. Okay, so that was loads of hip flexor. Get ready for abs now. Point your toes, bring your legs in, and sit in a butterfly. Cross your arms, hold on to your feet, roll your shoulders down and back, reach your chest between your arms, squeeze your butt, make your knees press down towards the floor. Okay, maybe I'm going to turn sideways for this one so you can see what's happening. So, you're going to lift your legs, you're going to sit up as tall as you can, and you're going to hold it here for 8 counts. Go. I'm waiting for you. Hold your legs up. Pull them in towards your face. Sit up as tall as you can. Yes. Now, if you can reach your feet, flex your feet. Use your hands to pull them back towards you. Keep sitting up really tall. Don't fall over. Use your abs. Yes. Okay, now bring your hands to the inside of your ankles. Turn your legs out. Pull them out to the sides in a straddle. Keep sitting up really tall. Keep those legs straight, almost like you're trying to pull them behind you. Okay, you know what's happening next. Keep your legs up, take your hands off, don't let them move, and hold. Now bring them together and hold. Now we're going to go for legs low to the ground, maximum straddle. And then legs lower, sweep them together, fold. Are you alive? How are you doing?
Alive.
Alive. Incredible. Okay, we're starting again. This leg crossed over. Stretch it. We're doing everything in a 4 count this time, so it's going to speed up a little bit. But I still want you to think about your forearms. Still think about keeping your legs straight, rotating it out from the hip socket when we turn out. Are you ready? Okay. Leg up for 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn it out for 1, 2, 3, 4. Open for 1, 2, 3, 4. Point for 1, 2, 3, 4. Release your hand for 1, 2, 3, 4. Bring it in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Bring it out for 1, 2, 3, 4. Lower and sweep together and relax. Good job. Other side. Do you feel your muscles doing stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, are you ready? Let's bring that leg up, pull it in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Flex and turn it out for 1, 2, 3, 4. Open for 1, 2, 3, 4. Point for 1, 2, 3, 4. No hands for 1, 2, 3, 4. Bring it in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Open wide for 1, 2. Keep turning your leg out. 3, 4. Lower and fold. Okay. Point your toes. Slide them into a butterfly. Crisscross your arms. Shoulders down, chest out. Squeeze your butt, make your knees press down towards the floor. Okay, so doing this one faster is gonna make it harder to balance. So don't be alarmed. Maybe make sure there's nothing behind you in case you roll over backwards. That's the worst that'll happen. You'll be fine. Okay? Keep thinking about sitting up tall. Are you ready? Okay, both legs up. For 1, 2, 3, 4, flex for 1, 2, 3, 4, open for 1, 2, 3, 4, point for 1, 2, 3, 4, no hands for 1, 2, 3, 4, legs together, 1, 2, 3, 4, legs wide, 1, 2, keep them up, straight legs, 3, 4, and relax. You guys know what's up next? 2 count. We're going to do it even faster. I know your hip flexors are freaking out. Don't worry, we'll stretch them. It'll happen. Okay, is everyone ready?
Yep.
Cool. Thank you for responding. Cross your leg over and stretch. And then bring it up for 1, 2, turn out for 1, 2, open, 1, 2, point, 1, 2, no hands, 1, 2, bring it in for 2, bring it out for 2, and relax and fold. Other side. Stretch. Okay. Leg up for 2. Turn out and flex for 2. Open for 2. Point for 2. No hands for 2. Bring it in for 2. Bring it out for 2. Lower and relax. Last one. Crisscross your arms or roll your shoulders down and back. Squeeze your butt muscles. Okay, you ready? Okay. Legs up for 2. Flex for 2. Open for 2. Point for 2. No hands for 2. Bring them in for 2. Bring them out for 2. Close and fold. Okay. Incredible. Do you guys remember butt lifts?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sort of. Okay. Here's what we're going to do. You're going to lay down on your back. You're pulling your tummy and your lower back is pressed flat into the ground and your feet are reaching straight up above your hips. We don't want to let them come towards us though. We want to keep them like out on top of our hips the entire time. For variation 1, your hands are down here. Variation 2, you can make some robot arms. Hardest is arms up by your ears, and you're just lifting your butt. We're going to do 20, so let's do them all together. Get ready, and lift for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Did you feel your lower abs?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Did anyone not feel that? Okay. I would say you're at about the halfway mark. Are you guys feeling like you want to do more flexibility stuff or more conditioning stuff? Because we could go either way right now. Stick your hand up for flexibility. 1 human. Stick your hand up for conditioning. 2 humans. 1 person did not vote.
I'm neutral.
You're neutral.
I don't mind what we do.
Okay. Do you guys remember straddle rounds?
Sort of.
Okay. So you're gonna start. Okay, I'm gonna show you 2 variations. One is the I don't have space for my legs option, and the other one is the I have lots of space for my legs option. So if you have space for your legs, you're going to start in your beautiful in-curve shape. Your legs will be wherever they are for your back to stay flat on the ground. You will open to straddle, and then for variation 1, you will bring your legs together, and then open to straddle, and return to in-curve. If you're feeling pretty good, you open to straddle, you lift your hips, and you bring your legs together. Then you open to straddle, and you slowly roll back down to in-curve. Now when you roll up, I don't want this to happen. I don't want you to use momentum, and I don't want your head to come out of in-curve. So I want your head and shoulders to stay lifted, and you're really actively compressing and folding your body in half. Make sense? Okay, that's the I've got lots of space, so this is fine option. The I'm short on space option is I'm going to give you a tuck option and a pike option. You can pick or you can do both. For your tuck option, you're going to have your arms like this, like I Dream of Jeannie style. And you want them to stay on top of your shoulders. We don't want them to do this, okay? And then you're going to bring your knees into a little tuck. You're going to bring your knees up to touch to your arms, okay? So we don't want to do this. This doesn't count. Your arms stay still, your knees come to them, yeah? You're going to go in the middle, and you're going to go to one elbow, and then you're going to go to the other elbow. If you're doing that one, you're doing 10 in each position. Option 2 is start in your in-curve, leg lift, butt lift. Go back to in-curve. Make sense? So if you're doing straddle arounds, give me 10. If you're doing leg lift to butt lift, give me 10. If you're doing tuck, then you're 10 in the middle and 10 to each elbow. Questions? Okay, go. If you are doing the straddle arounds, I want no momentum. Same for the pike leg lifts, no momentum. And if you're doing straddle arounds, try and use those side butt muscles that we were using during our active flex warm-up to pull your legs as wide as you can. You guys are doing great. I love it. Looks good. When you're done 10, sit up and give me a thumbs up so I know who's finished. And for the friends that are going to be watching this later, I still want you to sit up and give the screen a thumbs up. Nice. Cool. Okay. So the next thing that we're going to do is for your serratus and your lats. So it's for pull-up muscles. We're going to do it on hands and knees. Your goal is going to be to actively pull your body forwards with your hands and elbows. So you're going to start here. Your hands and elbows are shoulder width apart. So we're here in width. Hold on, you can't see my arms. We're here in width. So I don't want this, I don't want this, I don't want this. I want like train tracks. Okay? Once you have your train tracks, you're just going to actively drag your elbows and hands towards your body to pull your body forwards, and then reset. Pull yourself forwards with your elbows and forearms, and then reset. So it's the action of doing this, only you're pulling your entire body forwards with that action. And I want 10. And you should feel it in like your these muscles down here. You okay over there, Elisa? Can you pull forwards like you're going all the way to elbow plank forwards? Okay. Yeah, do you feel that more? Cool. Yeah, now I see the muscles doing stuff. Nice. Okay, when you're done, I want you to come into a squat. Your heels must stay on the ground, so your hips only go as low as you can keep your heels down, and we're pushing out with our elbows. We want hips to come forwards and knees to come back. Cool. Okay, those look pretty good. So for the next thing that we're gonna do, we're gonna do a deck squat or an ATG squat. And we're gonna throw an in curve in there because people requested abs, so why not? So here's what's gonna happen. You're gonna start standing at the end of your mat. Your feet can be hip distance or just like a touch wider. Your toes can be a tiny bit turned out if they need to be. Please don't let your knees fall inwards, okay? And your goal is to do this with no momentum. You're gonna stick your arms straight out in front of you. Bum back, bend your knees, sit down, in curve, bend your knees, stand back up. I would like 10. You might need a little bit of momentum for the up direction, but just try really hard not to. But if you need a little bit, I understand. It's very hard. Yes. Get it, Zoe. Nice. Yes. Oh, you're so close. You guys are doing great. Everyone's going at different times, so I have no idea how many you guys have done and how many you have left.
To be honest, I've lost track.
Cool.
Two left.
Okay, if you forgot to count or you've lost track, do 2 more. Thanks, Brooklyn. Yes. Amazing. Okay. We're gonna do some Superman lifts, and then we're gonna do one more ab thing, and then we'll do some stretching. So for your Superman lifts, I want feet together, forehead on a hand pillow. I nearly said hand on a forehead pillow, you guys. Put your hand on a forehead pillow, please. Legs are gonna be together, they're gonna be straight, and you're gonna lift them 10 times. Once you've done that, your arms are gonna go up next to your ears, and you're gonna lift your torso 10 times. Then, you're gonna lift both together 10 times. Make sense? Beautiful. Go for it. Did you do it? Was it magical?
Super magical.
Excellent. Okay. So, I was gonna do flares next, and then I remembered that leg space is an issue. Do you guys have anything heavy? Like you could stick like some books into a bag. You could stick some books and that tiny little weight into a bag.
Okay. I gotta go get a bag. I'll be right back.
Okay. You got time. Seems good.
How much weight should we put in the bag?
I am going to hold on to 2 ankle weights.
Like 5 pounds?
5 pounds? Something like
2?
that. Basically, the heavier it is, the harder the thing will be. 5 pounds is a good starting point. 3 pounds would work. You can do this without a weight. It'll still be a thing. It'll still be kind of challenging.
Yeah. 3 or 4.
I thought Game of Thrones in a dictionary, so.
That seems perfect. Game of Thrones in a dictionary amount of weight is just right. Okay, so everyone knows what flares are, right? They're like that leg inversion that you see people do when they're spinning and one leg goes across and then they turn into a straddle and then the other leg goes back down. Yeah, exactly. So they're a huge amount of obliques. So this next ab thing is obliques forever. The heavier your weight is, the harder it is, but start off at a doable level and then like slowly add weight. Don't do like 10 pounds immediately because you won't be able to do stuff tomorrow. So you've got your weight in one hand. Your feet are going to be hip distance apart. And then all you're going to do is, without letting your hips shift to the side away from the weight, you're going to tip your torso over and then bring it back up using these side muscles. So my weight's in this hand. I'm tipping towards my weight And then I'm squeezing these muscles to come back up. And let's do 10 on each side. And try not to let your hips twist or your shoulders do anything weird. And you'll probably find you have an easy side and a not easy side. That's normal. Banafsha, can you go a teensy bit further? Yeah. Cool. Did we do it? Was it incredible? Okay. How much time do you guys have? Do you need this to end immediately in 10 minutes? Okay, then let's do like a good stretch, not just our usual 5 minutes of let's pretend we saved time for stretching stretch. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna sit in a straddle. You're gonna be sitting up really tall in your straddle. So if your hips rotate backwards, I want you to grab a block and sit on top of the block, okay? So we're sitting up nice and tall. And then you're gonna start with your arms up like this. And we're gonna tip over, come across the center, and come up the other side. Trying to keep the back really long and reach really far forwards. Think about rotating forwards from the hips, sticking your butt out behind you. And then when you've done 8, you're going to meet me in the center with both arms up. Perfect. So we're going to keep the back flat and long. We're just going to reach as far forwards as we can and come back up. And again, we're doing 8. Three, 2, and on the last one, you can stay down, walk your hands forwards as far as you can. Think about really lengthening the spine, reaching your belly button forwards. We want belly button to reach for the ground, not head. And think about turning your legs out. You can even use your hands if you want to help them turn out, like you're trying to make your knees and your feet point up at the ceiling. We want that turnout to come from the hip joint, not from our knee joints or our ankle joints. Okay, grab your blocks or some books or something. Stick them under your knees. And the first thing that you're going to do is just, I like to bring my hands onto the insides of my knees and then hold my shins. It should be a little bit easier now that your legs are kind of bent and on top of the blocks. The first thing that you're going to do is just use your legs to help you sit up really tall and like reach your belly button forwards. And we'll just stretch here for a moment. So we're really trying to lift up out of the hips. And then when you feel ready, the blocks are going to be right underneath the backs of your knees, and you're going to straighten your legs and push the backs of your knees down into the block to lift your bum up. And to start with, you'll go forwards a lot and it'll be like up, down. But you want to try and get it so that you're going like up and then sitting down gently. Let's do 2 more. And 1. Okay, you can pull the blocks out. Let's bring the legs back into a straddle. And then let's tip over and side stretch. Keep twisting the chest up. Keep trying to peek up towards the ceiling under your armpit. So this stretch is for the side of your body, not for your leg. So I want you to completely ignore your leg and just enjoy the side stretch here. Really think about actively reaching out with that hand and pushing this sit bone down towards the ground. You don't want to let this sit bone lift up because it actually takes away from the stretch. And then come on out. Let's turn the torso to face the leg and then walk the arms forwards. Again, think about really lengthening the spine, trying to reach out through the tailbone all the way up to the crown of the head. And then come on up, and the other side. Again, keep this sit bone down and really reach through that hand because we want this side to stretch out. And check in, make sure that your legs haven't rolled inwards. We want to keep actively turning them out the whole time. And then come on up, turn and face your leg, and reach your belly button forwards. And then come on out of that one, and let's reach the hands forwards one more time. Again, keep turning the legs out, keep reaching the belly button forwards. And come on out. And then slide your legs together. Give them a shake. Okay. You guys might want padding under your knee for this one. And you're gonna wanna set yourself up like this. Really chopped my head off in some of these. Okay, so pulling your tummy in, tuck your butt under, reach your tailbone down towards the floor. Keep both hip bones pointing forwards and try really hard to keep both hip bones the same height. So we don't want to let one lift up like this. We want to really sit it down. And then stretch your front leg to find the spacing and bend into it. Keep this hip bone wrapping forward, so don't let it turn out. And then bring your hands onto your blocks, somewhere around where the front foot is. We'll tuck the back foot under, lift the back knee off of the ground, straighten the back leg, and then try and make a straight line, like from the crown of your head all the way out to that back heel. Take a deep breath in, and then exhale and see if you can sink your hips down. Now bend that back knee again, and then we're gonna sort of straighten the front leg. So it's like a little bit bent, and we're gonna scooch it forward. So we're gonna stretch the hamstring, but with a bent leg. Hopefully you can kind of see what's going on. I'm like in a lunge, but this knee is kind of bent, and I'm like leaning my belly button and my chest on top of this front leg. And you should feel like a kind of weird hamstring stretch. Does anyone not feel it? Perfect. Lisa, are you saying you don't really feel it? I can't see what your hands do. Okay, cool. Okay, now you're gonna keep your front foot where it is. You can grab your blocks. You're gonna walk your shoulders back up. You're gonna keep sinking your hip flexor down, and then think about pulling your tummy in and tucking your butt under so that we increase this hip flexor stretch a little bit. And because your legs are wider apart, you should still feel the hamstring stretch too. And don't forget to breathe. And then bring your hips back. Straighten your front leg. We'll do a more traditional hamstring stretch. You're gonna point and flex your front foot to your heart's content. Keep your knee straight. You can also wiggle in and out of turnout to your heart's content. What I want you to do is think about sticking your butt out behind you, making your back really long and really straight. I like to wiggle around in stretches. My muscles are always happier when I do. They release more when I do. So do as much like wiggling as you need to. And And then we're gonna slide down into our split, keeping the hips square towards the direction that you're facing. You can take a block, and often what I do is like stick the block under my butt so I have something to sit on, so that even if you're far away from the ground, you can kind of like relax. So you can have your block like all the way up here on the top end. You could stack up multiple blocks and sit on those. I want you to make as high a tower as you need to be able to kind of chill here a little bit. And then you can come on out and we'll rock the hips forwards and back. And then let's do the other side. Okay, so we're starting up in our high up lunge, tummy pulled in, butt tucked under. Really thinking about pushing the hip flexor forwards without letting the lower back arch. I've made a terrible mistake and saved my bad side for a second, you guys.
Me too.
Oh no! We did it wrong. Okay. Straighten the front leg to check spacing and then lunge deeper. Put your blocks kind of the same distance as your foot. Tuck your back toes under, lift your back knee. Reach out through the crown of your head, make your back leg completely straight. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale, sink your hips. And then you can put that back knee down again. And we're gonna scooch the front foot forwards until we can lay our chest on it and feel like a hamstring stretch. So you wanna kind of like aim your belly button for your thigh. And then bring your hands back up onto your blocks. Bring your hips back, straighten your front leg. You can do some point and flexes. You can rotate it in and out of turnout a couple times. Take a second to wiggle around, make your back really flat, really straight. And then when you're ready, you can go ahead and keeping both hip bones pointing forwards, you can slide yourself forwards into a split, and maybe like sit on a block or a tower of blocks or whatever height you need to. We're not going to hold it for a minute, we're just going to hold it for a little bit. And it doesn't have to be your most deepest split. We're just saying hello. And then when you're ready, come on out and rock the hips forwards and back. Okay. Shall we do a couple of shoulder stretches? Okay. Does everyone kind of have a wall they can use, or should we do floor stretches?
I don't really have a wall.
No wall?
I
Okay.
only have this much wall.
Okay, we'll do floor stretching. It's kind of the same stretch either way, it's just one is face down and one is face to the wall. So you're gonna be on hands and knees to start, and you're gonna pick an arm to start with. I'm gonna start with my left arm. So I'm gonna stretch my left arm straight up, and the other arm's just gonna support me a little bit here, and I'm bringing my armpit towards the floor. And then once you're here and you've found like a kind of reasonable stretch, you're gonna wiggle your hips from side to side 3 times. And then if you feel like you could do a little bit more, you're gonna slide your arm towards your legs, and then you'll wiggle your hips from side to side 3 more times. And then you'll do it one more time, you'll slide down, and then you'll wiggle, and then we'll do the other side. That'll be great. And you'll probably find that one side is tighter than the other. Switch sides whenever you're ready, because everyone's going at different speeds. I like to do one at a time because then if one's tighter, I can pay extra attention to the tight one and give it some love. You okay there, Zoe?
Yeah. Sore arms.
Did you guys all do both sides?
Yep.
Cool. The next thing we're gonna do is just the same thing with both arms. So you'll start with your hips on top of your knees, and you'll just reach your chest down, and then you'll wiggle 3 times. And then you'll see if you can work in a little bit closer. And then you'll wiggle 3 times. And then you'll see if you can work in a little bit closer. And you can do it with your palms facing towards one another or your palms flat on the wall, whichever you prefer. I think the one on the wall is maybe a more intense version. Now that I've done the floor one, I can confirm the wall is more intense, if that's what you're looking for. The next thing you're gonna do is grab like a block or a dictionary or something that will keep your hands about shoulder distance apart. Does everyone have a thing?
Yep.
Probably should have turned those lights on a while ago. I didn't realize how dark it was. Sorry, you guys. Okay, so we're gonna do the same stretch but with our elbows bent and the thingy between our elbows. And you're probably gonna find that you go way less far in this one. And I want you to think about like extending your shoulders up towards your ears as you reach your chest down. And then you can do the same thing. You can kind of wiggle your hips from side to side here. And then you can come on out whenever you're ready. And give your knees a hug. Let's just stretch the front of the shoulders. So fingers point forwards, scoot your bum forward, bend your elbows. Thanks for coming tonight, you guys.
Thanks, Alex.
It was fun to have you in my living room.